guy as a guest. But first of all, thank you to Los Angeles Tribune for giving me the platform just to put my information out to be positive. Thank you to Riverside, and thank you to the motivators table and all the motivators that are chiming in. We got a huge guest today from Seven Eagle, a huge guest. You guys get your highlighters and your pens ready. Let's welcome Jordie Kern to the table. What's up, brother?
What an intro. Thank
Yes.
you, Jay, man. That was great.
How you doing, brother? I see you doing
Good.
great things over there at Seven Eagle.
There you go, man. I'm so
Good.
excited to have this conversation. So thank you for having me on.
Definitely, brother. Let's tell the world who you are, where you from.
Sure, absolutely. So my name is Jordie Kern. I live out in Massachusetts, and about 14 years ago, or yeah, 14 years, started an organization called Seven Eagle Group, and our mission is to connect our country's military veterans with the great careers that they deserve. I personally didn't serve in the military. My dad did in World War II, but man, I love this work. I love getting up every day to help all these incredible men and women who are launching their careers after serving our country and looking for guidance and mentorship and just helping them sort of figure out what they want to do next and helping our America's companies connect with this incredible talent pool.
Yes, sir, man. I love everything that you guys got going on. Your incredible staff.
Yeah.
Just how we met and how I got welcomed on to just be a motivational speaker and make sure that the veterans also see that hey, it takes motivation, but what's the next step after that? Let's talk about how you grew up in Massachusetts.
Yeah, no sweat. So I actually grew up in New York.
New York, okay.
Yep, right next door, and um, just had a great childhood. Really loving parents and supportive, and always encouraged me to sort of go for it. A lot of a lot of the folks in my family were entrepreneurs, so I headed down that track after college myself, and haven't looked back since. So
Man, I love that. I love that because
yeah,
we all talk about our journey and where we come from, and it's very interesting to hear that you're not military, but you support us. Just like I would never know, I never knew, and that's
yeah,
good because that's how the world needs to be. That's how we need to support each other. You say
yeah.
your father was in the military. Let's talk about like how you grew up as a kid in New York.
Yeah, like you said, I grew up watching my dad served in the South Pacific in World War II. My grandfather served. Some buddies from high school served, and I just as I got older, I'm like, man, why didn't I do that? Why did I get to miss that opportunity? And that really weighed heavily on me. And I said, man, I want to do something to do my part to honor and recognize all these incredible men and women who do raise their hand for us. Um, and my dad never really talked much about his military experience. I think it was pretty hairy. He went at a very young age. I think he was 17 right after Pearl Harbor, and um, grew up in a poor area in Boston. And I had asked him, I go, why did you serve, man? Why'd you sign up? He goes, every kid in the neighborhood went right after Pearl Harbor. It wasn't even a
Right.
concern, and they all went over. He was scared out of his mind, he said, but he did it. And then as I got older, I said, man, I want to be a part of that. So in my late 40s is when I started Seven Eagle, and um, just really enjoy the work. It's just so rewarding. Um, and the best part is these companies are getting these superstars to their team. They're adding this incredible, highly skilled, military veteran who can work in any industry, and they have these intangibles that you just don't get when you're a civilian. That grit, that toughness, that dedication. And you find someone like that, man, you could teach him or her how to do the skill, but you can't teach those soft skills that only I think only get developed by years in the military, being trained by some of the best. So
Exactly. And I love that you highlight that, and I love that you put the the military veteran on the spotlight because we
Yeah.
deserve that. They put a
Yep.
lot of work in, and when I come into the industry and I talk about corporate America and us transitioning from military to civilian or civilian to military, joined then back to civilian,
Yeah.
it's kind of awkward for the military veteran, especially the ones that did 10, 15, 20 years because they've been out the game. Well, in their mind, they've been out the game for a while, but not knowing it was better in that their foxhole. Can you
Right.
tell me like how did you get that sense to say, you know what, the military needs this program for a good transition?
Yeah, great question. It's, because I didn't serve, I just see it from the outside. But when I hear the stories of what you guys do in the military, I know you served 14 years plus, Jay, and I just hear what you guys went through and the training that you received and just these incredible experiences that forged your character. Um, I said, "Man, corporate America needs these skill sets, man. They need these people on the front lines of their businesses." And, uh, by bringing in, we call them mentors, people like you. You've been so kind with your time to come once a month and to guide and advise and just be a friend to all these transitioning vets that we work with and let them know, hey, you're not alone, man. We got you back. And while the military does a great job at preparing the service member for life after the military, they don't do a great job at teaching him or her how to market themselves, right?
Mhm.
So a lot of them are left, they exit the military and they're just confused. They don't really know what career path is going to align best with their passions, with their interests. And I feel that's a problem we have to address. We have to let these folks know that, hey, you have the ability to do whatever you want. You can go down any path that you choose that's going to make you happy, that's going to give you the life you deserve. And we just try to open doors for them to all these different opportunities that are out there.
I love that. I love the fact that and you guys are dedicated and you really love the veterans. Um,
Yeah.
let's talk about like your inspiration right now.
And yeah, that's another good question, man. I'm in my late 50s now, and when I got into this over a decade ago, I was like, man, I really want to move the needle on veteran unemployment, and I think even the bigger problem is veteran underemployment, where
Mm,
you have vets in career paths that are not inspiring to them, not paying them what they want, not getting them the responsibilities that they deserve, or they just wake up in the morning and they dread going to work. And
mm.
when I got into this, I said, man, I want to elevate that. I want every vet to have the life that he or she deserves after serving, whatever that is, right? Some people are inspired by financial ambition. Some are inspired by, hey, I want to have a career where I can be at home with my family more and maybe a less stressful position
Right.
in corporate. And whatever that is, everyone, it's a unique decision for each person. But I really want to, like I said, move the needle. I want to be a part of that solution. And that's what inspires me, man. That's what keeps me going. We have an amazing team of about 30 men and women here at Seven Eagle, who almost all of them have served in some capacity. And um, I feel like we're just doing such great work. I mean, there's still an enormous amount of work to go, but we're tracking in the right direction. Where every day we have these success stories of vets getting to do the careers that excite them, and it's so amazing to see them come out and they're just energized, they're excited, they can't wait to start this next chapter.
I love that. Like I said, the success stories, I know that it has to be the one that moves you. Not saying that that's all you do it for, but just to hear that. And I
Yeah,
know you getting out the military in 2015, we didn't have these. I didn't know. I don't know. I didn't know about these transitional programs. I don't think they popped up until after I got out. But I tell you
right,
what, hearing the success stories, I wish I would have went through a transitional program like yours just to facilitate my movement, right? To understand, like, okay, because a lot of us that got out around that time was combat veterans that we went
Yeah,
through back to back to back deployments. So it's like, what do we have to offer the world, right? And
right,
then what did the world have to offer us? And do we fit in? And with our disabilities, can we handle that pressure? And I
yep,
had to figure it out on a lot of dry fire, and I would say first that me getting out, fixing my mental first, like I always talk about on your platform and mental
yeah,
health, letting these veterans know before you pick up anything,
first, yep,
let's go take care of that mental first, and
yep,
then we can tackle something else. But after I tackled that, and I tried to move forward with entrepreneurship, which I was never taught that. I
yeah,
had to learn the hard way, and when I failed, God was like, "Okay, you did that, you learned that, go get your master's, understand business, and now go speak life into everybody that needs it, including the veterans, because I am a veteran. So it's like go back and let them know, hey, this is what it looks like. And then when I start seeing your company um move up the ranks, I was like, man, this is powerful. I wish I had it, but guess what? Can I help? How can I help you tell my message to them to help them? You know what I'm saying?
right,
So yeah,
absolutely,
let's talk
absolutely.
about that.
Yeah, they benefit so much from hearing stories of people who came before them like you, right? We work predominantly with the transitioning vets, so they're participating in the Skill Bridge program, and we run this online academy every day, and it's all on Zoom. We have about 125 transitioning vets on there every day for 5 hours, and we train them obviously in a lot of the career skills that they'll need, like how to interview and how to network and how to find your dream goal, your dream job. But the magic is when guys like you and other executives come on from all different industries and just share what you've been through, good or bad, whatever. Just let them know they're not alone. There's this community out there that is wants the best for them. And
Right.
whether that's hearing from someone like you, getting them fired up and talking about these such important issues,
Right.
or hearing an executive from a construction company or a cybersecurity or a sports team come in and just let them know, hey, look at all these options that are out there,
Mhm.
man. You don't have to, just because you were a mechanic in the army, you don't have to be a mechanic at Jiffy Lube. There's
Right.
so many cool things you can do with those skill sets. So
Right. Right.
that's
Right.
our goal, is just to open their eyes and let them know that it's almost like a fresh start. Now, what do you want to do? You can paint any picture you want for yourself.
I love that. I love that. And I sat on a many of the classes, and I log in early just to listen and hear the
Yeah.
other executives and pay
Yeah.
attention. What's crazy is the veterans pay attention because I tell you what, at least 80-90% of them reach out to me on LinkedIn.
After.
Yes, and tell me like, hey, I appreciate that. And I
Yeah.
I don't want anything. I just point them in the right direction. This is
Yep.
what I did. This is who I know. How can I help you? And that's about it. But what I
Yeah.
did do is after, speaking with you guys for about the last 4 months, um, I was already an author in a book and I already was telling my story.
Yeah.
I I put out a lot more books, but what I did was make my ebooks for 90 days free for you guys. So
Oh,
when we
that's
get off
great.
of here, I'm gonna send you that link of A
That is
Good Heart
awesome.
Don't Pay Bills,
Yeah.
the 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 pivot,
Yep.
and the library, I mean, and the janitor. Imma send that to you. They can get it on Amazon for free, and they can read, and it'll show them exactly in the mind of a veteran, like, that's just like them, and how to pivot, and how to not give so much, and also the wrong like, I when I went bankrupt and I got, went through all the trials and tribulations, I went back to be a janitor, had a master's degree, nobody else would hire me, so I
Hmm.
sat there for about 4 months as a janitor, and I wrote a book about don't overlook the janitor. So
That's
I'm
great.
gonna send you that link so you can give to your students, and that's for them to
Yeah.
download for free and read it. And if they want to get a hard copy, they can buy it. But the
Yeah.
ebook right now is free for them. So
That
that's
is
what I did
awesome.
do for you guys. So yeah.
That is awesome. That's what I love so much about you, man. Every
Yeah.
time we reach out to you, you are just willing to drop everything to come and help the men and women coming out of the military, and that's what makes this community so special. Like you're willing to share all your story and the hurdles that you faced and how you got through them, because everyone goes through tough times in their life. Nobody escapes that. You get
Right.
them in one form or the other, and if you could help somebody learn from what you did to maybe they can avoid some of those situations, I mean, man, what a great thing.
Exactly. And that's what I think that's what we all should be doing is helping
Yeah,
empower each other. And
you
that's
got
what
it.
you're giving. And we're not gonna take nothing away for what you have done and what you have gave to our veterans because the love that you have for our veterans. And we need that because sometimes getting out, we feel like we don't have no more purpose because the uniform
Right.
comes off and it's like, who cares about us? But you started Seven Eagle Group to put that out there, say, hey, not only do we care, we're going to help you put these in the right room so you could get the right jobs for you. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
thank you,
Yeah.
man. That means a lot. I appreciate that coming from you, so thank you for that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's talk about just let's talk about your movement and your and how you position Seven Eagle right now in the atmosphere.
Sure, yeah. So like I said, we work predominantly with the transitioning vet, and every year there are about 200,000 who leave the military.
Mm,
The government has this amazing program that wasn't there when you got out, Jay, but they allow service members to spend up to 180 days, their last 6 months of service, getting ready for their transition to the civilian or corporate side, and they can go work with a skill bridge provider, and we're one of them. There are about 5,000 companies in the US that are in this program. And then during that time, we're just getting them ready for a smooth landing into, when they take off that uniform. The goal of
mm,
the program is to, prevent some of the veteran unemployment. So if they can focus and have their pay covered by the military during this transition, they can focus their full energy on finding that career and getting hired, and that's what we do. We first and foremost, like you said, we try to get their head straight, with the mental health issue, just making sure they're in the right frame of mind, and then we help them identify what's going to make them happiest. What is that career path? And about half of them are pivoting. They're doing something else than what they did in the military, and that's great. And whether
yeah,
that's going to work for someone else or starting their own business,
right,
everybody's different,
right,
and we help them figure that out, and then we try to get them into an on-the-job training experience for that career path. And
right,
we can work with any company in the country, and we try to let them test drive a potential field, of
right,
potential industry to make sure that this is what they want to do,
right,
because we feel if we can get that sort of that awkward getting to know you phase out of the way early when they're getting already getting paid by the military, they don't have the stress, the pressure of being unemployed. And then if they like the path, which most of the time it happens, they're aligned, and then the company can hire them on full time. So it makes for a great hire when they when the program works. So
I love that. I love how you helping them transition. And like I said, man,
yeah,
I've been there, I'm watching, and I'm seeing, and
yeah,
it's exciting just to hear the stories. Because after I get offline, so many of your people hit me up and tell me, and you know what I'm saying, and I love it. You know what I'm saying. And I think we might have had cross paths before at the MIC or certain events and
yeah,
stuff like that. But I'm always glad every month to come back and give
yeah,
my insights. And I'm happy you hit on that point, the pivot. And
yeah,
that's why I wrote my book, The Power of the Pivot,
yep,
to help these military veterans understand that, hey, if you do get out and do something and you don't like it, or something happens, it's very important that you pivot, but pivot the right way. And it's the power of it. And that is free on Amazon right now. So you can start reading it. You can send it to whoever. I would want you to take the whole link, give it to the people that part of their processing packet. Like, hey, if you
yeah,
want to pivot, this is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Because
yeah, love it.
it's coming from a veteran that also had to pivot not once but twice, but also now found my rhythm, how to pivot, and found my calling. Right, some of us are getting out the military, and we did jobs in the military that we really didn't like, but it paid the bills. Then you get out and you doing the same concept. No, get out and do something that
Do
you want to
something
do
else,
so
right?
you can feel free in your mind mentally, because
Yep,
that was a burden for you to do something for 20 years, but you had to just
yeah,
show up. How about doing something that you want to do? So can
yeah.
you help me identify? Can you tell my motivators how do you help them better is identify what their purpose is in that,
Yeah,
transition
that's a great
company?
one, man.
Yeah.
That's the big question because I've been doing this over a decade, and without a doubt, with nothing comes close to this. The number one problem I see with the vet transitioning is he chooses the wrong path, right? He goes right when he should have gone left, and I feel it's just our the culture we have in America of like, "Oh, I'm out of work. I need a job. What should I do? Oh, I live in Sarasota. Let me go on to Indeed and see who is hiring in Sarasota." And it's just very reactive. Like they just go onto these job boards and they just start hitting apply, 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 apply. And I say to the vets, I go, "That's your strategy, being that reactive. What's going to happen? Two things are going to happen. One, somebody eventually is going to hire you, and two, you're going to quit or get fired before the year is out because it's not lined up with you didn't put any thought into, do I want to do this career? And come at it from a position like you mentioned of, I deserve this, man. I deserve a great life as much as anybody. And I have done this amazing job for our military, for our country. And I deserve to be great too. Why can't I achieve every goal I set out for myself? And um, if we can help our vets figure that out, that soul searching exercise, and sometimes it's not easy. It took me 25 years to figure out what I love to do. But
Mm,
if they can figure it out soon, man, I feel they are just off to the races, man. Because we were helping a one of our students last week, really talented intel analyst out of the Air Force, right? Now she's getting government contract position or job offers, paying six figures. And I was talking to her and she's like, I don't think I want to do that again. I've been doing that for 20 years. I don't want to go
mm,
sit in some windowless office somewhere. I go, come on, what do you want to do? What's, if you had, um, if you win the lottery tomorrow, what would you do? What are you gonna do after that? You're not gonna sit at home on the
right,
beach all day. You're gonna wanna be productive and give back to society and feel like you're making a difference. And what is that job for you if you had no money was not an issue? And
mm,
when you frame it like that, they look at the process differently, and she said, "I
right,
wanna work at a museum. I wanna be in
mm,
the art world." I'm like, "Then go, man, go. Who cares? Don't worry about anything else. Just go with the path that's gonna get you so excited when the alarm clock goes off, you jump out of bed because you can't wait to get to work." And if you are lucky enough to find that path for yourself, that's when that's when, like, the job offers come, that's when the raises come, that's
mhm,
what life that you want, that's when that surfaces. Just like I could tell with you, Jay, you found giving back and motivating people and
yep,
being this inspiration in the community, that's your calling, man. You're look at all the thousands and thousands of people you impact, every week with your story, and people need to find that. Whatever it is, it doesn't have to be, it can be whatever you want. There's
right.
no boundaries to this?
Right. Exactly. And I love that because that's what it's about. It's like you said, is telling your story, getting in front of your ugly. And that's what I had to do is understand like what was my gift and get in front of my ugly.
Right.
Because right now social media is really big and people can Google you. So if you did the wrong thing or if you did something that you think that sometimes people judge you by, go ahead and tell them, hey, this is who I am, this is what I did, but
Yeah.
this is how I move forward. And also be example of your environment, right? So when I started to tell my story about me growing up in California, only people knew about was my military story. And they didn't know a lot about that. So
Yeah.
when I started to merge it and let them know, like, hey, I've been crawling from the bottom since day one, but this is who I am. Yeah, I didn't grow up and say I want to get all these degrees and all. I didn't even when I got out the military, I didn't have none of that. But what
Right.
I did was say, you know what? Let me build my profile up. Let me put my best self out there. And you said it the best. I got out, did what I need to do, failed, became a project manager, got on Indeed, got fired from 2 jobs, walked away from the last project manager job and said, "You know what? I'm gonna do this motivational speaking full time." But it
Yeah.
took me going through all that.
All
I
that.
didn't have
Yeah.
no guidance, all that stress again on my mental, put it
Yeah.
like and me saying, "Damn, nobody wants me." Like I fought for my country and I did
Yeah.
all this and
Yeah.
I'm not in the front of the line, you
Right.
know?
What the
Yeah.
hell? Right,
Yeah,
no, but I think what makes you so effective as a motivational speaker is you're just so real and honest with people. You're not afraid to talk about the hurdles you had to overcome. Most
yeah,
people, especially with social, they make it seem like everything's great, I'm
right,
perfect, follow me and take my and they don't tell you about all the crap that happens
yeah,
prior, and
yeah.
you're willing to be transparent with that, and that's why people resonate with you.
Right. And that's what I wanted to do is just tell it. And sometimes it rubs people the wrong way because it's like, should you say that? But I say, you know what?
Yeah,
If I tell you and show you how I'm building, now if I'm telling you and I'm not moving forward, then yeah, judge me.
yeah,
But if I'm telling you, but I'm moving forward and say, hey, you know
right,
what? Let me tap back on. I was just like you, but I know how you can get forward. And also, too, my brand. Like when I walk into a room, I know I am who I am. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? My Long
right,
Beach hat on, my Jordans, all that. But when I open my mouth, I'm very educated. I served in my military. This is who I am. If you want me, this is what I'm going to provide for you. But if you don't, I'll move forward. I'm not worried
yeah,
about that. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
that's
no,
what veterans got to understand. Be authentically yourself.
authentic, yep.
Take charge of that. You know what I'm saying?
Great
So yeah.
advice.
Yeah.
Great advice.
Yeah. So can you tell me what you got moving forward in the horizon?
Yeah, absolutely. So, well, one thing today we're I'm so excited about this because
Mm,
we're going to be applying for a government grant to help homeless veterans.
mm,
So, I'm just over the years we've always helped yeah more executive type vets. The
mm.
vets who want a career that's going to get them on more of a fast track, but that there's that segment of our community that just really needs help, the ones who are just down and getting knocked down day after day, and um, often we tend to forget about them and focus on the other vets. And so this is super exciting to me to be able to see if we can help get some of these guys off, off on their track and get them started and let them know that, hey, we're out here for you. So
I
uh,
love that.
yeah, so we're working on that, and we're really growing fast. And we are our academy. This is about our 8th month running our academy online, and we're already up to 125 people per day, and that just keeps doubling and tripling. And I imagine by the end of this year, we'll probably have 500 people per day in that academy. We're attracting more and more hiring companies um, to come and participate, and because that's what we really need. We need corporate America to sort of come and experience and come meet this incredible talent pool, and then give them opportunities, give them a chance to prove that they're going to add enormous value. And the more companies we get, that's when everything starts to really come together, because that's what we need to get these guys jobs and into good careers, and have companies give them a shot. Most of the hiring authorities in corporate America are civilians. 97% of
Right.
our country did not serve. So we need to educate them about what a veteran brings to the table and how they can really help their company grow. This isn't charity, it's the exact opposite. This is bringing a leader onto your team who is going to help your company soar. So that's where we're heading. It's super exciting. It's good. It's a great time to be in this biz.
I love that too because we don't talk about the homeless veterans enough, and I know very too well about that situation. Even when I went under, they don't have no programs for single fathers going
Yeah,
through situations. So it's like, hey, what do we do about this? And I'm glad that you guys are tackling that because we have some great homeless veterans that are very skill worthy to compete with these high value, jobs in the workforce.
yeah.
They just they took a bad toll, you
Took
know.
a
And
hit a bad
yeah,
time, and they just can't get out of the rut, and we
yeah.
wanna be a source of good there and help them.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So I think that's very good to help them and make sure they good and do what you need to do, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And like I said, if anything I can do, I don't know if that's gonna be a separate program
absolutely,
outside
we'd
of.
love to have you involved. Yeah, that's gonna be probably a little offshoot, but I would love to have you involved because they need to hear your message.
Yeah,
There's no
right,
doubt
definitely.
about that.
Definitely, and to hear that I would love to hear theirs and their journey
Yeah,
on the comeback, and also to provide like me, I always think about like, yeah, my brand is my brand, and yeah, the long end game is to make money, but okay, let me give my stuff for free And that's
Yeah,
always been my marketing product because it's like if I can if you can bring me into your household, I become a household name, then you'll start to believe and trust in me and
yeah,
understand that, right? A lot of
yep,
people are in this to make money quick.
right.
And I tell you what, I've been doing this for a long time for free, since 2022 speaking. Yeah, now I charge for my speaking engagements and all that other good stuff. But at the end of the day, I still give back to the organizations that deserve that.
Yeah,
That's what, and I think that's what I know that's what God want me to do. So
yep,
I believe I
no
put
doubt.
my best foot forward. So whatever I can do to
Oh,
continue
I'm
to keep
definitely gonna I just made a note here as we were talking. I'm like,
yeah,
"Get Jay involved."
yeah,
So that's great.
yeah, definitely, and also
Thank
too,
you.
when we get offline, Imma send you my link so you
Yeah,
can get to
for
all
the
the class.
books, yeah,
Like, make sure that's part of your curriculum, like, "Hey, go to this link
100%.
and y'all can get these books," and I send you pictures of them too, but if
That's
I send
great.
you the link, you're gonna see all 10 of my books online
Oh,
right
wow.
now,
Oh,
you know what I'm
that's
saying? But the ones I want the veterans to read is The Janitor, The Power of the Pivot, and A Good Heart Don't Pay Bills,
yeah,
because
yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's
Love it.
exactly coming from my mind frame of the struggle of
Yep,
becoming a veteran, getting out and transitioning to this world, you know what I'm saying?
love
So,
it.
yeah,
Yeah, that's great.
yeah.
Awesome.
So, what all you have coming this week with as far as, you know what I'm saying, people coming to speak and stuff? I know I
Yeah,
saw
we have
football
each
teams, I said a lot
yep.
basketball.
Yeah, each week we have about 20 different, mentors who come in per week. So we got some great ones this week. We try to mix it up, so we bring execs from different industries, because and different job titles. Sometimes we bring vets, sometimes we bring civilians. We just try to expose them to as many different career paths out there as we can because
Mm,
sometimes people will hear a particular speaker. I think we have the Hilton Hotel coming and IBM and American Airlines. Yeah, like, and they'll hear someone that said, "Man, I never thought of working in the travel industry. That would be cool." Right.
right.
And just something sparks them that changes the trajectory of their life. And we tell the vets, it's like it takes one person. It might be something Jay told you that gets you to think about things differently, that all of a sudden your career is going to go in a different direction for the better when
Awesome.
and you just don't know where that's coming from, right? It could be any number of areas, but we're also doing there's this new movie directed by Stephen Graham, a veteran that's winning all these awards. It's called Sheepdog, and we're going to do a live screening of that this week with him and his production team. So that's going to be super exciting. It's a movie about his journey after leaving the military and the struggles and how he got through that. So I'm excited. That'll be something a little different this week.
I love that, man. That's see,
Yeah.
and that's great because veterans do a lot of amazing things, you know.
Yeah.
And, we have a lot of cool stories that we can tell that
Yep.
you know what I'm saying, and I think the world needs to really open up to that, right?
Yeah.
Because especially for them guys that did from '02 to 2000, like
Yeah.
10, 11, those deployments were hectic, and they didn't care how many times we went. I went 3 times back to back to back to back, so it's like, okay, then what? And then when we get back into a regular society, it's like, okay, I need you to do a regular job. How? I don't
Yeah.
even know how to function
It's so
like that.
fun. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
You
when I
can't.
got out, all I wanted to do is be a bodyguard because I knew
Yeah.
tactics, and
Yeah.
God was,
Yeah.
I don't want you to do that, but I was like, I'm more comfortable here.
Right. Right.
And God had to tear my story down and say, you know what? I told you not to do that. I told you
Yeah.
to go use your soft skills to go
Right.
speak. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right. Yeah. No,
Man,
absolutely.
we appreciate everything that Seven Eagle is doing and moving
Oh,
around.
thank you.
And, you guys coming to the MIC this year, the
Yeah,
military?
absolutely, man, absolutely. Yeah, that's a great event, and, we'll definitely have a presence there this year.
I should be speaking there, and I'm speaking at the
Nice.
Military Creator Con too. You heard
Oh,
about?
good. I think we're gonna try to do both. Where the MIC is down in Florida this year?
Yes, it's gonna be in Tampa, and
Okay.
the Creators Con is actually in Arlington, Texas.
Oh, good. Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll
Yeah,
definitely
yeah,
attend both, 'cause those are
yeah.
2 good ones, so,
Yeah, definitely. So I
yeah,
see you guys both there, and
Yep,
we can politic and talk about some more things. And I
absolutely.
want to show the world, look at my
Yeah,
new
look at
hoodie.
that,
You
looking
know what I'm
sharp,
saying? Yeah, I
looking
represent
sharp.
it. You know, when I got back to the house, I put it on. It fit well. It's I love it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna represent. I got the commercials for you guys. So when this
Ah, they're
airs,
the
it'll go on
best.
Spotify and Apple. And you know what I'm saying? Like I want to be able to help
Yeah.
you guys gain more traction and whatever I can do. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? So,
thank you, man. That means the world to us, man, to have you in our corner, so thank you, Jay.
definitely. Before we get off the air, I want to. We got another 10 minutes left, but I want you to just share with us just one story that has impacted you in the last
That made me
15, 20 years.
oh, man, I have so many good ones. I mean, one in particular, it was when I first started, it was a few years back, but, we do one thing big proponent of is presenting our veterans to hiring managers with video like this. I hate resumes. I'm not a resume guy because I don't want hiring managers judging people on a sheet of paper. I wouldn't
Right.
want to be judged that way, right? Like there's so much more to all of us. And I was recruiting. We were trying to find an executive for one of our clients at the time, and got a resume from a woman out of the army, and just an average resume at best, nothing exciting about it. But I like to give everyone opportunities, and I didn't want to hold that resume against her. And I met with her on Zoom like this, and
Yeah.
right when she didn't even say a word, like, it was the first few seconds of getting her audio set, and she's smiling and wave and I was like, "I got one, like, I got a fish on the line, she is awesome," and we talked, and a minute into the conversation, I was like, "You are amazing, what are you doing right now? You're working," I'm looking at her resume, "You're working at a fast food restaurant." I go, "What are you doing there?" She goes, "Oh, um, I was artillery. I did a, she goes, I don't have skills for corporate America. I was, she sort of like put down her military experience and didn't feel like she didn't, no one taught her about the translation,
Right.
the transition. And I was like, I go, you are such a talented and attractive candidate for corporate America. We gotta, I go, can I present you for this company? We shot a little video of her introducing herself and was hired on the spot. They didn't even interview her. They watched, just like me, they watched the video and like, yes, we'll take her. And
Mm,
I love that story because here was somebody who came out of the military. She was making minimum wage in the fast food industry, and nothing wrong with that career. But I go, not for you, man. You have ambition. You want to provide for your family. Let's get you on more of a track where you can make six figures. They hired her an executive role, and now she has this was a while ago, and then that set off her career down a different path that she deserved, and she just needed a little encouragement, someone to tell her she's got enormous value and
right.
corporate America needs her skills. Don't worry about the technical stuff for that particular job. You can learn that. You can learn anything, with the right training, but you have that foundation that you can't teach. And so I love stories like that where we can really impact somebody's career for the better, get them where they want to be.
Yeah, definitely. I love that too because that's what makes you sleep well at night is able to
Yeah,
help people put people in position to win. And
yeah.
sometimes people just need a shot.
Yeah,
And
shot, that's you
I,
said it, man. Just
I don't
crack the door open a little bit for them. That's all.
I don't think we do that enough for people no more. And I don't know if because some of us been burnt, but I think that that should be always, even me in this motivational speaking world. I told my father when I started off because my dad been a preacher for 40 years, and I said, Dad, I just need a shot.
Yeah,
And he told me, Jared, create your own shot. You create your own lane, all your brand and everything like that. But one mention, one mentor, one on
that's
Tony
right.
Robbins stage, on Eric Thomas, on Zig,
Yeah,
whoever, because I already know what I'm about. And when
yeah,
you open that door, your true purpose pushes through. You know what I'm
right.
saying? And like you said, you notice her through her smile, through her energy,
Yeah,
through the Zoom. And
yeah,
they didn't even interview her. They just saw the video that's like, we need her here.
yeah,
That's the type of energy we need. And I think a lot of hiring managers need to do what you do, even in the military. Like
yeah,
when we get promoted, they look off a piece of paper and they look
right,
off your last picture that you had. But hey, you know
right.
what? Let me send you a video interview. Let me get to talk to you. Let me show you who I am. Send me
Yeah.
some questions. Because I tell
Yeah.
people all the time, I say, you see my name, but when you get me on this camera or you get me on your
Yeah.
stage, it's like, man, we need him back. And that's
Spot on.
I'm the elephant in the room. That's what I want to do.
Spot
I
on.
want to,
That's it.
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
It's so hard. Like job seekers today, remember, they're apply most of them apply. They go on, they see who's hiring, they hit apply. They're competing with, on average, like 275 other applicants for a
Yeah.
typical job in America, typical. If it's a brand name job, it's put a 0 on the end of that. You got thousands. And how do you stand out today? You gotta do stuff like what you just said. You gotta take some risks, be aggressive, figure out a way to get people to notice you outside of the piece of paper.
Yeah.
And when you do that, people see it. They're like, "Man, I love that energy. I love that passion, that excitement." And
Mhm.
when they see that, they will look past, "Oh, well, she only has 2 years of experience doing our job." It's like, that's
Right.
all BS. It's like, give
Yeah.
me somebody who's hungry, who
Yeah.
wants an opportunity, and you could teach them how to do anything.
Right. And I'd rather take somebody who's hungry,
Of
that wants to
course.
learn, instead of somebody who think they know everything and you
Right.
can't teach them anything, right? And I tell people all the time, I said it's a new wave of speakers and life coaches that's coming in, and I'm leading that forefront because it's like we watched all these guys do it. So
Yeah.
when we coming in, we have a whole plethora of information and what we wanted to feel like and think like. So when you book me, I'm bringing that energy, but also I'm bringing that, oh, wow, he's really authentic. But
Yep.
hey, this is who I am. If you want your brand to grow, invest in this situation, right? And that's,
Spot
I think, as veterans, we have to take charge of our life after the military said, hey, this is my brand. This is what
Yeah,
I can bring to this company. This company been around for a while, but how can I help this company grow
exactly.
within that next 15, 20 years if you want to stay there, right?
Yeah,
Because like you said, if you don't, in 90-day window, I got fired from 2 project management jobs because we didn't mesh well.
right.
Because you know what I'm saying? And it's like nothing I did wrong, and it's
Yep.
not nothing probably they did wrong, but we just
Can't
didn't
predict
mesh
that.
well.
Right. You can't predict. That's awesome. Yeah, spot on advice.
Yeah. Yeah, and I tell people all the time, I say, "You know what? Like, you gotta understand who you are first before you do anything."
Yeah,
And, I think that no, I know that Seven Ego is making sure that these veterans all over the world understand first who they are and pick the right job.
you got
And
it.
also slow down. 'Cause
Slow
like I
down.
said, a lot of them 15, 20 years. Maybe this
Yeah,
is the right job, but take about 30, 60 days off, love on
absolutely.
yourself a little bit more,
Yeah,
understand who you are, and then push forward,
and
you know what
go
I'm saying?
for it.
Yeah,
Yep,
yeah. So,
absolutely, yeah.
and I love everything you guys got going on, but this is the part of segment where I pour into you because you have been doing a lot. So right now, I want you to pick your cup, do an empty cup, Peter Pan with me, pour the cup out. Now
Alright,
hold it up, and I wanna tell you now, Jordie, you're special, bro. Keep doing what you're doing. We love you. We care for you. Thank you for inspiring these vet man. Listen, we don't want to get emotional here. These vets need transition companies exactly like this. Not because we need numbers. We need somebody first coming from a veteran that
yeah,
cares for us, that loves us, that wants us to do the best. Because you don't know our story. You don't know what we've been through and how hard we fought to get to this point. So
yeah.
you're taking your company and you're helping these veterans understand that they got a lot more life left. And we thank you, Jordie. Your team is
Thank
special.
you,
And
buddy.
everybody that you got going on over there, they are putting their best foot forward to make sure these veterans get the job they want. Not the job they need, the
Right.
job they want, and
Spot
not the
on.
job that needs them, the job
Yeah,
that wants to have them there. Because guess what? If you get the wrong job and you go in there, it makes you relapse with your mental, especially 90% of our vets are getting out disabled. And
right.
we don't talk about that statistic enough. They are
Yep.
getting out disabled, and they think they can't produce anymore into the world. But
Yeah,
guess what, veterans? You can.
you can,
Look
yep.
up Seventh Eagle. If you're transitioning in the next year, look them up, apply to them, get in contact with Jordie, and I guarantee you he will change your life. Not because it's six-figure job, because it's six-figure mindset. He's going to help
Yeah,
you.
spot
So,
on.
and we care about you guys, veterans, and we thank you so much, and we thank you, Jordie. And like I said, I wish I would have went through, but guess what? I'm going through it right now every month when I hear you guys talk, and I thank you so much, and I
You
appreciate you.
got it,
Thank you
buddy.
for giving me 45 minutes of your time. Thank you,
Look.
motivators. Motivators, I told you, if you didn't get your highlighters and pens ready, contact them. Jordie, right now, leave us your contact information.
Dude, first of all, thank you, man. You made my day. That's so
Yeah,
that means so much to hear that from you.
yeah.
So yeah, like you said, you could reach out to us, 7eagle.com, the number seven, the word eagle.com. If you are a veteran, you're transitioning, you're a mill spouse, we're here for you. Just reach out. We you have a community in us. And if you're a company that wants to give one of these amazing vets an opportunity to grow your business, please reach out to. We'll hook it up. We'll make it risk free for you to try someone out. And again, thank you for all that you do, Jr. for this amazing community.
Oh yeah, I couldn't wait to spotlight you. The world needs to see amazing company that you and your team has grown to help these veterans. You are a silent hero. You are one of us. I will say we welcome you to our fold because guess what?
Thank you, man.
Without the veterans getting out to understand that they have a flashlight to navigate their way through life, you
Great.
are giving them that transition program. And thank you to all the companies that's coming
Yeah.
to give support to Seventh Eagle because guess what? Without y'all, we don't have nowhere to point our veterans to. So
Right.
thank you. So we appreciate you, Jordie. We love you. We thank you. Until next time, motivators. I catch you later. I appreciate you. Boom.